I'm Ryan Hoyt with the Hoyt Design Company. In this video, we're going to learn about the history, evolution, and current trends in Adobe architecture. Adobe architecture, one of the oldest building traditions in human history, has endured across centuries and cultures due to its durability, thermal efficiency, and environmental sustainability. Derived from sun-dried mud bricks, Adobe construction has shaped the architectural identity of regions in North Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and the Americas. In particular, it is a defining feature of southwestern U.S. architecture and has contributed to the distinctive aesthetics of Pueblo Revival and Mission Revival styles. This video outlines the history and origins of Adobe architecture, describes its evolution through cultural and technological shifts, and examines current trends and applications of the style. We'll look into how traditional Adobe methods continue to inspire contemporary architecture that balances heritage, sustainability, and modernity. The origins of Adobe architecture. Adobe architecture has ancient roots, dating back at least 9,000 years to some of the earliest human settlements. The word adobe comes from the Arabic term al-tub, meaning mud brick, reflecting the material's widespread use in arid and semi-arid regions of the world, where clay-rich soil, water, and straw were readily available for construction. Early adobe structures in Mesopotamia, North Africa, and the Middle East. Mesopotamian cities. Some of the earliest examples of Adobe construction were found in ancient Mesopotamia, where cities such as Ur, 3000 BCE, were built using mud bricks. These early civilizations used Adobe because it was inexpensive, easy to shape, and provided natural insulation against extreme temperatures. Egyptian use of Adobe. In Egypt, Adobe bricks were used in the construction of homes, granaries, and even monumental structures such as temples and fortifications. Many rural villages in Egypt still use Adobe construction today. Yemen and North Africa. In places like Yemen, tower houses made from mud bricks endure for centuries. The historic city of Shibam, sometimes called the Manhattan of the desert, features multi-story Adobe structures that have been standing for over 500 years. Adobe in the Americas. Indigenous traditions. Adobe construction techniques were independently developed in the Americas by indigenous peoples long before European colonization. In what is now the southwestern United States, ancestral Puebloans, formerly known as Anasazi, used Adobe to build dwellings that integrated seamlessly into the landscape. These structures evolved into pueblos, villages made up of interconnected Adobe homes. Taos Pueblo in New Mexico is a prime example of this tradition, with Adobe buildings that have been continuously inhabited for over a millennium. In Peru, Adobe was used to construct Chan Chan, the largest pre-Columbian Adobe city in the world, built by the Chimu civilization around 850 CE. Characteristics of Adobe architecture. Adobe architecture is characterized by the use of sun-dried mud bricks, typically made from clay-rich soil, water, and organic materials, such as straw or grass. These bricks are shaped by hand or in molds, dried in the sun, and stacked to create thick walls. The architectural features of Adobe buildings reflect both practical and aesthetic considerations. Key features of Adobe architecture. Thick walls. Adobe walls are often several feet thick, providing excellent thermal mass. They retain heat during the day and release it at night, creating a stable indoor temperature. Rounded corners and smooth plaster finishes. Adobe buildings are typically finished with a smooth mud plaster or lime wash, giving them soft, organic lines and a distinctive appearance. Flat roofs with parapets. Traditional Adobe structures often feature flat roofs with wooden beams or vigas visible under the roofline. Parapets along the edges of the roof provide additional protection from rain. Small, deep-set windows. To protect against the heat and maximize insulation, Adobe buildings feature small windows, often placed deep within thick walls. Climate responsiveness and sustainability. Adobe's natural thermal properties make it well suited to arid climates, where it helps regulate interior temperatures. Additionally, Adobe construction is environmentally sustainable, as it uses locally sourced renewable materials. Adobe structures are also biodegradable, reducing their environmental impact. The evolution of Adobe architecture. Over centuries, Adobe architecture evolved as different cultures adapted the technique to meet local conditions and social needs. The arrival of Spanish colonists in the Americas in the 16th century introduced new architectural forms, which blended with indigenous traditions to create distinctive regional styles. Colonial influence, Spanish and mission architecture. The Spanish introduced mission-style architecture in the southwestern United States during the 17th and 18th centuries, adapting Adobe techniques for the construction of missions, churches, and government buildings. These buildings featured arched doorways, colonnades, and bell towers, blending European and indigenous elements. San Xavier del Bac Mission, 1783, in Tucson, Arizona, is a notable example of Spanish mission architecture, combining Adobe construction with Baroque ornamentation. Pueblo Revival and Mission Revival styles, 20th century. In the early 20th century, there was a renewed interest in the traditional architecture of the American Southwest, leading to the development of the Pueblo Revival and Mission Revival styles. Architects such as Mary Coulter and John Gaw Meem were instrumental in reviving these styles for modern use. The Santa Fe Railway Station, 1908, in San Bernardino, California, and the La Fonda Hotel, 1922, in Santa Fe, New Mexico, are iconic examples of these revival styles. These revival styles emphasized regional identity and connection to the landscape, using Adobe construction techniques or materials that mimicked Adobe's appearance, such as stucco over concrete blocks. Current trends in Adobe architecture. In recent years, Adobe architecture has experienced a resurgence as architects and homeowners seek sustainable and culturally authentic design solutions. Several trends reflect the modern use of Adobe principles in contemporary architecture. Sustainable design and eco-friendly construction. Adobe's low environmental impact and energy efficiency align with the principles of green building and sustainable design. Many contemporary Adobe homes incorporate solar panels, rainwater harvesting systems, and natural ventilation to enhance their ecological performance. Modern Adobe homes with contemporary interiors. Many architects are blending traditional Adobe exteriors with modern interior layouts. Open floor plans, large windows, and minimalist designs are being integrated with the rustic charm of Adobe walls and ceilings supported by wooden vigas. Preservation and restoration of historic Adobe buildings. The restoration of historic Adobe structures has become a priority for architects and preservationists. These efforts not only protect cultural heritage, but also showcase the enduring relevance of Adobe as a building material. Adobe and community architecture. Adobe construction continues to play a vital role in community-based architecture in rural areas around the world. Nonprofit organizations and architects are promoting Adobe construction as a sustainable solution for affordable housing and disaster-resistant buildings. In conclusion, Adobe architecture is a testament to the enduring power of tradition, sustainability, and craftsmanship. From ancient Mesopotamian cities to indigenous pueblos in the American Southwest, Adobe has been a versatile and resilient building material. Over time, the style has evolved through the influence of Spanish colonization and the rise of regional revival styles, such as the Pueblo and Mission revivals. Today, Adobe architecture remains relevant in sustainable design, restoration projects, and contemporary homes that blend tradition with modernity. Case studies such as the Hupamoni Ranch and the Desert Courtyard House demonstrate the adaptability of Adobe principles in contemporary architecture. Meanwhile, community-based projects like those in Burkina Faso highlight Adobe's potential to address global housing challenges. As architects and homeowners increasingly seek eco-friendly materials and regional design solutions, Adobe architecture offers a timeless model for creating beautiful, functional, and sustainable spaces. The future of Adobe lies not only in its historic significance, but also in its potential to inspire innovative, climate-responsive architecture for generations to come. I'm Ryan Hoyt with the Hoyt Design Company. We are custom home designers located in Victoria, BC, Canada. Our team is extremely diverse in our style, and we enjoy learning about and exploring architecture in many styles. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of the Adobe architectural style. Visit our channel as we explore many other architectural styles in subsequent videos. If you are looking for a designer for your next project, please reach out to our team. Visit us on the web at hoyt.co. Thanks for watching.